we're back again to now work on the fingerless mitts for the crossing into winter set. Figure I put them on, make them look a little better. So as you see, we have that same pattern going with the faux cables, but on one side. And so each glove is slightly different. And so I'm going to take you through starting with the right glove and then the left glove. So grab your yarn and your hook. Mine rolled away. So just like with the other pieces, we are going to start with a foundation single crochet that we will then join in the round. And again, I am making the child size, so I will make an 17 foundation single crochet. Refer to the pattern either on the Crochet Along page, or if you're working from the ad-free PDF, you're going to make an odd number, and then that last one we make when we join. All right, once you have your foundation single crochet, one less than what's listed for the round, we are going to join. Make sure that it is not twisted. Insert your hook into the chain of the previous foundation single crochet, pull up a loop, work into the foundation of the first single crochet made. Get the yarn tail out of the way. Pull it through the stitch and through one loop on the hook, and that creates the foundation for the last one. Yarn over, pull through two, and now you have your foundation single crochet and slip stitch to join. And that's the first round. Now we're going to make a chainless starting double crochet, and we're going to double crochet into the next 4 stitches. And again, it's going to be a different number based on the size that you're making. So definitely refer to the size that you're making within the pattern. Now we're going to make 2 right leaning cables. Well, 2 over 2 treble crosses. So you always skip the next 2 stitches, treble into the next 2. And then working behind, work into the skipped stitches. Hopefully you have the hang of the treble cross at this point. So that's the first one. Now let's make another one. All right, we have our 2 cables. And now we are going to double crochet in the remaining stitches. All right, now slip stitch to join. All right, and turn your work. For round 3, we're going to start with a chainless starting double crochet. Double crochet into the next 4 stitches. Yeah. lost count for a second. And now we're going to make a left leaning double crochet, because when we look on the inside, this looks like a right leaning. So in order to maintain that, we're going to make the cable lean in the opposite direction to keep it consistent. Remember, for the left leaning, pull that up towards you so that they go in front of the treble that you just made. And then make the second one, skip 2 stitches. Working in front of. So when you look at the inside, you see that it's going that way, but if you flip it back to this side, it maintains the pattern because we're creating a zigzag. Now double crochet into the remaining stitches, slip stitch to join. And now you will repeat the last 2 rounds as stated within the pattern. I'm going to repeat that. Either repeat round 2 and 3 multiple times and then do round 2, or just do 2 and 3. So as stated before, refer to the pattern for the rounds you need to complete for the size that you are making. As I've stated, I'm making the child size. Isn't it tiny and cute? All right. Once you've completed those first few rows, we're now going to increase. So we do that by adding in some double crochet. So we start with a chainless starting double crochet. We're going to double crochet into the next stitch. And again, you may need to do a few more single double crochets, or 1 double crochet per stitch before you make the increase. Again, refer to the pattern. For the child size, we're now going to make an increase into the next stitch by making 2 double crochet, and then make 2 double crochet into the next stitch. And then double crochet into the next. So we've added 2 stitches, and now we will make our left leaning treble cross. And after making the treble cross stitches, just double crochet into the remaining stitches, slip stitch to join. Now for the next round, we're going to turn, and this is where we begin our thumb opening. So we're going to double crochet in the first stitches before the cable. Going to make our 2 right leaning treble cross stitches. And after making this, we're going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And again, it may be more based on the size that you're making. Refer to the pattern. Okay. So for the child size, we're going to make our double crochet. And now we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip 2. And then double crochet into the last stitches. And slip stitch to join. And turn your work. Now for the next one, we are going to now decrease slightly. So when looking at this, the adult size, right? This is the left, hold on. Since we started with the right. So what we just did is that we made this opening here. So for a child size, we did 2. For the adult size, we skipped more stitches. We skipped 4. So that's why I'm saying refer to the pattern. Again, a kid doesn't need a thumb hole that big. And again, it's made this large since it's open to fit around the base of the thumb versus if it were just the thumb. And again, it's a nice length that comes down the forearm. That way when wearing it with a coat, you know, your sleeve typically starts here. I don't know about you. I don't like the cold sneaking in. But we will decrease in that because it has a slight shape. And this is the difference in height stitches from the cable, the leaning cross cables versus the double crochet. Okay, where were we? Turn. So now we're going to start with our chainless. Oh wait, it turned the other way. There we go. Chainless starting double crochet, or again if you're using a chain 3, that works too. Now we're going to double crochet 2 together. And if you're not familiar with that, let me do it again and explain it. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop. Now you're going to yarn over, you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and now you're going to yarn over, pull through 3. And that brings the 2 double crochets together. Now we're going to double crochet into the chains. And for me, I do prefer to work into the chain rather than around. But if you like working around, so again, working into the chain so you see the little space versus working around the stitch. That's all. That's the only difference. Do which one you prefer. Now we're going to double crochet into the next stitches, or double crochet in the remaining stitches before you get to the cross, the treble cross. And now we make the 2 treble cross stitches. Alrighty. And after making your treble cross, double crochet into the next 2 or more. Again, refer to the pattern. Double crochet 2 together. And then double crochet into the last stitch. So the decrease is made to go back to the original stitch count, as well as it shapes it so that it fits snug around the knuckles. So for the final round, we are going to single crochet and decrease using single crochet 2 togethers. So to decrease, you can do the traditional, like so, where you just pick up a loop in the next 2 stitches and then pull through all 3. Or you could do an invisible, where rather than pulling up a loop in each one, like so, to make an invisible decrease, insert your hook through the front loop of the next 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through both, and then complete as normal. And so it brings it together. And on this side, it's really hard to see, and I know, especially with the color, but that is a decrease, and it just looks like a regular single crochet versus your typical single crochet 2 together. All right. And make sure that you work into the next stitch and don't work into the one that you skipped. And I'm making 8. Now single crochet 2 together. And then single crochet into the last stitch, slip stitch to join, and there you have it. The right glove is finished. Now fasten off, leave a generous tail for weaving in, and now we will do the second one. So it's made in the same way, where we start with the foundation single crochet in the round. We're going to make the cables until we get to the thumb opening. So let's come back together when you get to this point. So make the first sections just like you did for this one, but it's going to be different when we go to make the, actually the row before the thumb opening, because we're going to add the increases. So I'll see you back in a few. Hey, how's it going? We're working on the left glove. Again, I'm working on the child size. You may be working on the adult, or the teen small / adult, or the adult medium, or even large. As stated before, we're going to make the stitches based on the size that you're following, but the concept is about the same. And the difference between the right and left glove is that when you flip them over, you see where the thumb holes are different. And so that's why the directions are written separately. So to get started, chainless starting double crochet. We're going to double crochet into the next 4 stitches. We're going to make our treble cross stitches, 2 of them. Again, these are going to be left leaning since we are working a wrong side row. Although there isn't really a wrong side because this stitch is reversible. Oh, there we go. After making your cross stitches, we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. We're going to make 2 increases, which is just 2 double crochet in each stitch. And then double crochet into the remaining stitches. And slip stitch to join. All right. Okay, for the next round, which creates the thumb hole, we're going to chainless starting, double crochet into the first stitch. We're going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches. We're going to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Ta-da! Thumb opening. You want to compare to the previous one. Except for this one, it goes that way, like that. So that's the thumb opening for the right. This is the left. Okay, and now we will make our treble cross stitches. And then you will double crochet in the remaining stitches after you make your cross stitches. For this round, we're going to make our first double crochet. I'm using the chainless starting double crochet. You could do a chain 3. I'm going to double crochet 2 together. Double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Make your 2 treble cross stitches. And now you're going to double crochet until you reach the chain stitches. Double crochet into the chain. Into each chain. Double crochet 2 together. Double crochet into the last stitches. Stitch or stitches. Again, it depends on the size that you're making. Slip stitch to join. Now turn your work. And chain 1. Single crochet. Single crochet 2 together. 2 times. Single crochet to next several stitches. Again, refer to the pattern. I'm doing a total of 8. Going to single crochet 2 together, 2 times, single crochet into the last stitch, slip stitch to join, and fasten off. And there you have it. You have now completed the fingerless mitts. Aren't they so cute and little and colorful? And as stated before, the thumb holes, the steps are pretty much the same up until you get to the round right before the thumb opening. Then we decrease to bring it back in. So again, looking at the adult size, that so that it has a nice fits around this part of the hand instead of if it were wider for this part. So we increase for the thumb and then decrease to fit around the knuckles. I hope you've had so much fun creating this lovely texture-rich set. And again, if you need any help, feel free to drop any questions in the Facebook group Creations by Courtney community, or feel free to send me an email. Just hit reply to one of those newsletters that I've sent you. Keep stitching.